Good morning, everybody. How are you doing this Wednesday morning? It's Norma here, welcoming you to your Wednesday morning slow flow. We're going to take things down a little bit today, more of a restorative practice, not as many flows. So some people may be saying yay, others like, oh, darn. But if you want to add some flows in there, please, there'll be time to do that. And remember, it's your practice. So we'll get started in about 2 minutes. No special props for today. I do have a blanket with me that is always nice at the end of Shavasana. We are going to carve out a nice lengthy Shavasana today. So if you want to have anything cuddly or some socks or a blanket for your Shavasana, please just take that moment to get there, but not necessary. So it is Wednesday, May the 5th, when we're streaming this live, and we are in Mental Health Week this week. So our focus is for my class today is I wanted to offer a slower flow, as I mentioned, and maybe some postures that are more restorative, so we can get deeper into those postures and rest and relax a little bit, because I know that that's something that we may all be missing right now. So go ahead and get lying down on your back if you've already joined, and we'll begin in a few moments. Make sure that you have everything that you need for your practice before you settle down onto your mat. I'm just going to sit up on my bolster for a few minutes just as people join us. Have a sip of water available for you at any time, and take a rest at any time that you need it through the day, through the class, excuse me. So Ginger and Angel are both here with us today, so hopefully Ginger won't be too distracting. Angel's my cat under the chair, and she's bird watching. The doves have made a nest on our deck. Alrighty, so let's begin. So taking these first few breaths, I'm going to join you on my back. Taking these first few breaths to settle here and land here. Letting your body settle into a posture that is comfortable for you. You can be in this traditional star-shaped posture, or maybe you want to take your feet in or touching, your knees fall open, one hand to heart, one hand to belly, in this reclined bound angle posture. Or an option also to leave your feet outstretched and taking your arms in cactus. You're tucking your shoulders under without, or extending your neck. Just opening your shoulders a little bit in this cactus posture. Lots of options today. Choose what feels right in your body. And let's begin to arrive. Can we take an inhale together? Sigh, open your mouth, let it all go. Do this again, inhaling. Exhale, open your mouth, sigh, let it all go. One more, inhaling. Exhaling, sigh, let it all go. Make some noise if you want to. Can you soften even more? Feeling that the support your mat is giving you, welcoming you home. Whether this is the first time you've ever rolled out your yoga mat, or the 100th, or the 1000th, may you feel welcome here. You are safely held. community that we've created. And know that you can feel all the feels here on your yoga mat. It is a place to just be. Maybe it's a place where you find peace. You can bring your attention to your breath, allowing your breath to inhale through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Just with a slight constriction to the back of your throat. And if at any time your mind begins to wander, and it will, and that's okay, just acknowledge the thought. Bring your attention back to your breath. And restart. Remember, any time you need a fresh start, come back to your breath. Inhaling to bring in, and exhaling, letting it all go. Maybe using that sigh or that audible noise. Remember, you can take this outside your yoga mat as well. We use this breath work while we're practicing our yoga postures and breath work. But really it's for us to transition that off our mats as well. The postures and the exercise is a added benefit. So just maybe in your mind's eye before we get started in our practice, maybe think of a place that you find peaceful, or you find that you are at peace. Maybe that's a place in nature. Maybe it's a place in your home. Or maybe it's a place that you've created in your imagination. Maybe some place that you are striving to attain. Or maybe it's a place you vacation. A few years ago, I was able to ride horses on horseback in the ocean in St. Martin. And often, when I need to come back and feel at peace, I picture that place and that feeling of being on a horse in the middle of the ocean, along the shore of the ocean. So maybe you can have that memory and feel peace as well, whatever that means to you. Stretching your legs out long, taking your hands back by your side if you were in cactus arms. Can we slowly wake up our body, inviting small movements to our ankles and our wrists. And taking our right ear to right shoulder. Slow and steady this morning. Breathing back to center. And over to your left side, left ear to left shoulder. And back to center. Let's do that one more time. Right ear, right shoulder. And back to center. And left ear to left shoulder. So being more mindful this morning, not rushing, just a little ease to our practice. Back to center, Stretching your arms up and open like you're waking up for a long nap. Can you bring your knees into chest and bring your head and shoulders up? And just give yourself a wee hug. Maybe rock yourself from side to side. Letting your head and shoulders come back down. Can you take your knees? Leaving your knees up, your feet are pointing forward. And can we just invite small circles to our knees without moving anything to our lower back and our shoulders. 3 one way. And then 3 the other. So I think hugging is the thing I miss most about with the pandemic. So sometimes giving yourself a little hug and showing yourself that affection can help us feel that connection. When that's complete, coming back to center, knees hugging into your chest one more time. I think you've just maybe met yourself for the first time, or think about how you might greet that person that you haven't hugged in a while, once we're able to. Letting head and shoulders come back down and coming over to your left side or the other, or the right, whatever calls to you. Maybe just stay in this fetal position for a moment. Bringing awareness to your body. How are you feeling this Wednesday morning? Just slowly push yourself up before we meet in our tabletop posture. How is your body feeling this Wednesday morning? So setting our foundation for our tabletop posture. Hands are splayed out wide, shoulders are stacked on top of elbows, on top of wrists, and the eyes of our elbows are facing forward. Toes can be tucked, or toes can be flat on the mat, your preference. Dropping your belly, lifting your gaze. Let's travel through some cat-cows, lengthening your spine long behind you. Exhaling, belly button to spine, curling in like that scary Halloween cat. Feeling each vertebrae open, getting that fluid coming through our spine. Linking breath with movement, cow. Exhaling. Adding a posture or movement that your body may be craving. My neck and shoulders are tight this morning, so giving as much movement and freement there. One more time, belly button drops, head lifts, tail long behind you, and cat. Coming back to a neutral spine. I'm going to take our thread the needle posture today. So we don't do this posture often, so it may be new to those that are joining maybe for the first time, so I'll walk you through it. We're going to stay in our tabletop position, our neutral posture. You're going to take your right hand up and then feed that right hand through the elbow of your eye. Like thread the needle with your legs, just with your hands. Elbow bends a little bit. Let's do that fluidly a few times. Inhaling, right hand up. Exhaling, feeding your right hand through that window of your left arm. Your elbow bends. One last time, breathing up. And this time as we thread through, can you come down onto the side of your head, letting that right hand fall forward, palm is face down. And just letting your weight of your head be supported by that left arm being bent. Don't do this posture if you have any issues with your neck, and if this doesn't feel good, come back up. Honor your body. A few more breaths here. Nice job, guys. Unraveling, coming back through table, and let's just travel through one cat-cow to reset. Or going to second side. Can you float your left hand up this time? Taking that left hand, palm face down, or excuse me, back of hand face down, but it's feeding through that window of your right arm this time. And I'm breathing up. And feeding through. And one last time, up. And feeding all the way through now. The back of your hand is left hand is flat on the mat. Your left side of your head comes down to the mat. This is feeling okay. That's bothering your neck. You're coming back up. Honor your body. Where do you feel cozy in this posture? Nice extension of your shoulder here. Letting yourself come back up, unraveling, and then just shaking your tail from side to side to reset. Taking our hands just an inch or two forward on the mat, bending your toes, reaching up and back to our downward facing dog. So our first inversion here, guys, taking it slow and steady here this morning as we're slowly working ourselves up and warming up. How does this first inversion feel? And what does your body need here? Are you pedaling up your feet? Are you wagging your tail more? Maybe releasing your neck even more. Can we bend high on our tippy toes, lengthening our tail long behind us before pouring our heart through. Ears line up with biceps. Nice adjustments there, guys. See that length you got? Still a micro bend to your knees, not locking out your knees. Bending your knees, looking to the top of your mat. Can you travel there? You can take a big step. You can jump if that's in your practice, or you can tippy toe there. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, flat back. Can we plant our hands and heel to our feet as wide as our mat? Bending generously into your knees, like you feel that your belly's being compressed by your thighs. Taking ragdoll here. Opposite elbows, letting that head fall again. And can we take our elbows like we're stirring a big pot of soup, changing nothing in your legs. 3 one way, slower than you want to. We're coming the other way. Once that's complete, coming back to stillness, maybe nodding your head yes, or shaking your head no. Just imagining any tension that you may be held on in your neck, dripping off the back of your neck and into your yoga mat. Let go of anything that no longer serves you. hands come down, heel toeing feet back into center. Can we inhale? Exhale, folding in before we rise all the way up. Bringing hands into heart center for our first Tadasana posture. So just taking a moment, maybe closing your eyes if that feels okay. Feeling that connection with your feet now. Your mat, Mama Earth here. Inhaling again. Exhaling, this time you sit back in your chair. So just taking a moment to look down to your knees and your toes, making sure you can still see the toes of your feet. Your tail's long behind you here. And exhaling, let it all go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. And rinse it out with our first vinyasa. So we're only going to do about 3 vinyasas this morning. So honor your body. We broke the steps down last week. We'll run through it just quickly for anyone who's new. So high or low plank, making sure that if you're on your toes, your shoulders are right over your wrists. I'm going to come down to my knees for this first one. Lowering all the way down, hugging elbows to your side for our Chaturanga Tadasana, our yogi push-up. And let's take our hands wide on the mat. Your fingers are up on tentative finger tips, out to the sides by your forehead. Can you breathe up into just this little cobra? And coming back down. Do this again, inhaling. And exhaling. One more time, inhaling. Exhaling, coming all the way down. Taking our left hand back to our side. Taking right hand long, extended on the right side of your mat. Can you take your left foot and bend it at the knee and pushing yourself up like cobra, but we're going to actually come over onto stepping our left foot behind us. So this is our extended wing posture. So not overextending your neck, making sure your chin is humble. Nice job, guys. Feeling that nice stretch in your shoulder. Coming back to center, letting yourself unwind. Can you take your left ear to the mat? And coming back to center. Second side. So right hand is now under your shoulder. You can come on your tentative fingertips. Left arm is long like this extended wing. Bending our right knee. Pushing ourselves up like we're in cobra, but taking that right foot, stepping it behind us. Feeling that nice stretch in your left shoulder and arm now. Making sure that you check your chin. Is it neutral spine? Nice job, guys. Letting yourself unravel. You're back there, taking right ear to the mat. Before taking your forehead back to center, tucking your toes, taking your hands underneath your shoulders, pushing up through table to your downward facing dog. Nice job, guys. Can you breathe your right leg up behind you? Bend your right knee, stack your hip. And you can take some circles with your right knee here, opening up that hip. Slow and steady. 3 one way, and then 3 the other. 3, 4, coming back to three-legged dog. Can you look forward, bend your knees, curling in, stepping or helping your right knee or right foot forward. Taking your left foot on a 45, rising up into warrior one. Right-legged warrior one. So closed hip posture, your foot is flat on the floor at that 45, toes are pointing like the number 11. Once your hips are stable, you can take your hands to heart center, or you can breathe your hands up, just tipping your pinkies in, and your gaze can follow. Letting your hands come down to the mat, stepping right foot back, and rinse it out with your vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana. Do your cobras a little higher as we warm up to your downward facing dog. So just a little modified Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation B this morning. Bending your left leg, taking it to your three-legged dog, breathing it up behind you. Bending your knees, stacking your hip on this left side now, and offering those circles. If you did your circles on the right side, do it on the left so you feel balanced. And then 3 one way, and then 3 the other. Before coming back to your three-legged dog, looking forward, curling in, helping or stepping that left foot forward. Taking your right foot now on that 45, like it's pointing to the number 1. Can you rise up on your warrior one on your second side? So if you're having any troubles with your balance here in warrior one, always an option just to step that right foot out a little wider in your stance, just to give you a little bit of stability there. Are you still breathing? Is there anywhere you can soften here? Are you holding on to anything? Nice job. Taking your hands down, stepping left foot to meet right. You can stay in your downward facing dog or rinse it out with, I think, our last vinyasa. Maybe we'll throw one more in at the end. Downward facing dog. Three breaths here to reset. Bending your knees, looking to the top of your breath. Can you travel there? Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, sit back in your chair. Standing up, nature Tatasana. Inhaling. Bring that back to your heart. Inhaling, rising up, and taking a big swan dive down, all the way down. Can you inhale to lengthen, flat back. Exhale, clench your hands, step your left foot back. You change things up a little bit here, guys. So pivoting on your left foot like you're setting up for warrior two, but we're gonna pivot our right foot as well. So they're lined up like the number of 11s on the short edge of your mat. We're gonna be in a wide-legged forward fold here. Can you inhale to lengthen? Exhale, folding in. Walking your hands over to your right foot. Can you grab on what is ever accessible to you? Maybe your calf or maybe it's your ankle. Can you inhale to prepare? And exhaling, twisting open to the right. And breathing your right hand up. Feeling that nice twist in your spine, opening up into the right side of your room. Not locking out your knees. Knees are still micro bend here. Beautiful, guys. Coming down, back to center. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, folding in once again. Before you got it, walking over to our left side of our mat now. Finding whatever's accessible for your right hand, be that your calf or your ankle. So we're inhaling to prepare and exhaling, twisting open to the left side here now. Shining your heart right to that left side. And maybe your gaze follows. Making sure you're not extending your neck. Beautiful, guys. Letting that go. Letting your twist unravel. Inhaling again. And exhaling. Settling here. Maybe taking elbows or opposite elbows. Just switch in your ragdoll here. Switch your opposite elbows to our first ragdoll. Letting the weight of your head and your shoulders come down onto the mat. Still bending into those knees, not locking out your knees. Nice job, guys. Letting that go. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, folding in one last time before taking hands to our hips and rising slowly one vertebrae at a time till we find ourselves back to a stand. We're going to take our right foot forward and let our left foot drag long, stepping to meet left. Once again, taking our feet wide as the mat here. Toes are pointed out. Let's just start the seesawing to our knees till we come here into our Malasana squat. Actually, I'm going to course correct here. Sorry, guys. We're going to start here, hands on our hip once again, and seesaw. We're just going to come into goddess squat here, guys. I don't want to go into Malasana because we're a little gentler with our practice here today. So in your goddess squat, finding a spot that you're lengthening in your spine, you're not sagging in. Knees are still, you're able to see the toes of your feet. Hands can be at your heart. Or maybe you want to open your chest up into cactus arms. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, guys. Taking hands to heart center. Letting your knees come up. Shaking that off before heel toeing your feet back to center. Can we rise up? And swan dive all the way down again. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Here's our little snuck in vinyasa. You can rinse it all out. And we're going to meet in downward facing, in child's pose. Losing my words today. So in your child's pose, taking your knees as wide as the mat, letting your forearms come down, hands strengthening long in front of you, forehead comes down. And can you settle here for 10 breaths? Maybe getting a drink of water. Making these last few breaths in our child's pose here. Maybe bringing your attention to your mind's eye. Maybe enjoying that peaceful place that you thought about at the first of our class. And we inhale together, sigh, let it all go. When you feel ready, no rush in the world, letting yourself come up. And we're going to find ourselves onto our back. On the way there, if you want to take a blanket or anything for your Shavasana, please do that. So letting yourself come all the way down to the mat. Can we take our knees in and just rotate from side to side, a little massage to your back. Nice, letting your feet come down, heel toeing to that your toes are pointing out at the edge of your mat, hands are down by your side, knees come in. And we're slowly going to start windshield wiping our knees from side to side. Make these very purposeful, guys. Slow and steady, just like everything we've done so far this morning. When your knees fall to the right, we're going to leave them there. We're going to take our right ankle, hook it over our left knee, letting that left arm come up long. Hand can be on your belly. Finding breath into the left side of your body here. Breathing your legs up so your left foot is flat on the mat. It's like the number 4 when it gets there. You can stay here if you want to get deeper in the stretch. Like we threaded our hand earlier, we're going to thread through this opening of your legs. Gently taking that left knee towards your nose. Feet are flexed to protect your knees. And gently bringing that left knee towards your nose. Feeling that nice stretch in your right hip. Be mindful not to take your head and shoulders off the ground. Once again, checking, is your neck in alignment or overextended here? Maybe offering a smile to your lips. Make sure we're not clenching anything here. Clasping your feet, leg if they were clasped, letting that left foot come down to the mat. Right knee crosses right over your left knee. And let your crossed knees fall open to the left, making sure you're anchoring through your right shoulder. Arms come long. We settle into this twist. Our gaze can be over our right shoulder. Our eyes can be closed if that feels okay. Uncrossing your legs, coming back to that starting point. Legs are wide, feet are wide, knees are knocking in. And can we start that windshield wiper once again to reset our spine? Always want to reset our spine when we've done a twist. Slow and steady with these windshield wipers. The next time your knees fall open to the right, can you leave them there? Taking right ankle, hooking over left knee. Right arm's long this time. Left hand's on your belly. Sorry guys, I think I did that side again already. My bad. Let your knees fall over to the left. Oh, left foot hooked over. Now the right arm is long. I think I was feeling so peaceful in my posture, I lost my own cue. Sorry about that, guys. Letting your knees come up. It should be your right foot flat on the floor this time. Figure 4 on second side. This feels okay. You can stay here. If you want to come up to thread the needle, taking your hands through that opening of your legs. Feet are flexed here. And we're not crunching anything up. If this causes any crunching, you're going to go back to figure 4. Feet are flexed, protect your knees. Breathing breath into any area that may be calling you. Always awareness, never judgment. Letting that right foot come to the floor. You got it now. Left knee crosses right over right knee. Letting knees fall over to the right side in this twist, anchoring in that left shoulder. You can open your arms like wings here by your side. And gaze can be over your left shoulder now, or eyes can be closed if that feels okay. Letting your knees come up, taking your knees into your chest, coming up for one last hug, or for taking yourself back to your starting point, this ending point now, into your Shavasana. Letting yourself wiggle into any position that feels comfortable. You can go back to that star shape. Maybe you want to go back to that rebound angle pose. Or maybe you want to cactus your arms. What feels good in your body for these last few moments of rest and restoration at the end of our class? Because isn't that why we all come to yoga class, is for our Shavasana? Know that the sound of my voice will be here to bring you back when the time is right. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all beings. Slowly bringing your awareness back to the sound of my voice, back to your body. If you're feeling cozy here and you're able to continue in your Shavasana, invitation to do so. If you need to go on with your day, offering your body any movement that it may be craving here, maybe repeating that right ear to shoulder, and then over to the left side. My neck is feeling more spacious than when we started. When that feels complete, taking yourself over to one side or the other, whatever calls you. Staying in your fetal position just for a moment before pushing yourself up to a seated position. Taking hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Chin is humble, gaze is lowered, or eyes can be closed if that feels okay. And just taking this moment to that quick body scan again. How are you feeling after this slow, mindful movement? How is your body feeling? How is your heart feeling? How is your mind feeling? Taking this opportunity to thank yourself for carving out this time, for bringing this community together that we've created for ourselves on Wednesday morning. Great job today, guys. It has been my honor to lead you in class today. Know that the love and the light in my heart bows to the love and the light in your hearts. Namaste. May you feel at peace. Maybe come back to this today. And as we travel through our mental health week, may you take care of your mental health. Know that exercise is a great component of doing that. So we can be physical and get those endorphins and feel good. We can take a yoga practice and maybe come calmer into yourself, activating that parasympathetic nervous system that rest and digest. So know that there are options for you. Also, we're talking about knowing it, not numbing it. So if you are somebody who's suffering from a mental health issue, or you know somebody who's suffering from a mental health issue, encourage this, get the conversation going. And we all have, it's important to protect our mental health as well as our physical health, and yoga is a great way to do that in this community that we've created. So just, take one day at a time, and know that, where we are now, who would have thought last year in Mental Health Week we'd be here, but we're so much closer to getting through this. And as we get onwards and out of this pandemic, if we are starting the conversation now, we can all group together and be powerful together to come through and be happier and healthier on the other side. Namaste. We'll see you next week.